You saw creepers, blocks, and crafting, but did you catch the hidden plot holes that broke Minecraft logic on screen? Let's kick things off with something you probably thought was just a fun Easter egg, but it makes zero sense. In the final scene, we see two characters casually playing Minecraft on an arcade cabinet in Garrett's game store. At first, it looks like a fun nod to the game's popularity. But here's the thing, Minecraft has never been released as an arcade game. It's made for computers, consoles, tablets, and phones, not retro-style cabinets. And the controls? Chaos. Minecraft's gameplay requires two analog sticks, one for movement and one for controlling the camera. Arcade machines typically have just one joystick and a couple of buttons per player. The movie shows them playing in split-screen local multiplayer on a single cabinet, something that would be nearly impossible to pull off without completely breaking how the game is supposed to work. So, while it might look cool in the scene, the logic behind it falls apart fast. It's more likely the filmmakers just wanted a quick visual gag without thinking through how Minecraft functions. Now that we've spotted a hardware issue, let's talk visuals, because not everything on screen was as polished as it seemed. One of the most noticeable CGI hiccups happens when Natalie enters the overworld through the portal. If you look closely at her hair, especially during the glow from the blue portal behind her, there's a strange green tint on the edges. At first glance, some fans thought it might be the mystical glow from the portal. But take a second look. It doesn't match the blue hue at all. What you're seeing is a classic green screen fail. The visual effects team likely didn't clean up the chroma key edges properly, and the green from the original shoot is bleeding into the final render. It's a small detail, sure, but once you see it, it's hard to unsee. While it doesn't ruin the experience, it's another moment that breaks immersion and reminds us that blending live action with CGI is harder than it looks, especially in a movie where fans expect pixel-perfect detail. From green screen glitches to pixel-perfect plot confusion, let's talk about a character connection that makes absolutely no sense. Chungus is one of the movie's most memorable characters, a hilarious piglin general with serious villain energy. But his backstory? Total head-scratcher. At one point, Chungus sings the chicken shop jingle from Steve's village like he knows it by heart. That implies he and Steve were old friends. Except, how? The movie clearly states Steve had never visited the Nether before the events of the film. And piglins like Chungus can't survive in the overworld without constantly taking nether fungus to avoid zombification. So, unless Chungus just randomly popped into the overworld, became Steve's best buddy, and then went back underground without dying from exposure, it doesn't add up. To make matters worse, nether fungus is shown to be in short supply. His entire army had to split a tiny ration. So this "we go way back" friendship just breaks the timeline. Unless we missed a secret flashback scene, it's safe to call this a major plot contradiction. And speaking of things that don't belong, wait till you hear where Steve found one of Minecraft's rarest items. One of the coolest scenes in the movie shows Steve soaring through the skies with elytra wings. It looks awesome, no doubt, but if you know how Minecraft works, it instantly raises red flags. In the game, elytras are only found in the end dimension, specifically in end cities that appear after defeating the Ender Dragon. But in the movie, Steve just finds them in a random chest, in an overworld village. No Ender Dragon fight, no end portal, no crafting eyes of Ender using blaze powder and Ender pearls, just wings in a box. And it's not like he had time to go through all that off-screen either. The movie makes it clear that Steve had only visited the Nether once, and blaze powder is required for reaching the end. Without that, the portal can't even be activated. Unless Steve found a cheat code, this moment feels like the game's rules were tossed aside for the sake of convenience or cool visuals. We've talked about the big stuff. Now let's dig into something that might seem small until you realize it breaks the logic of the entire world.
This is a crafting table. Here's how it works. You place these elements and...
One of Minecraft's most essential features is the inventory. It's how players carry hundreds of blocks, weapons, food, and tools all at once. But in the movie, no one ever explains how it works. Steve casually pulls out a full water bucket and tons of blocks as if he's got bottomless pockets. But how? Does he see a visual interface like in the game? Is it just instinct? Do others have inventory too? Or is this a Steve-only perk? None of that gets touched on, and that leads to one of the biggest missed opportunities in the story. When Henry carries the Orb of Dominance in his coat, it's eventually stolen by Malosha. But if inventories existed, why not store it safely inside one? Steve would have warned him, and it would have even been the perfect moment to explain how this core mechanic works in the movie world. Instead, we're left guessing and scratching our heads. And if that wasn't strange enough, just wait till you spot the villager that somehow wandered way too far from home. There's a really fun scene where Steve brings the crew to a bustling Minecraft village. Fans will love seeing all the classic villager designs, until you notice one oddball standing in the crowd. Among the forest villagers is a snowy biome villager, complete with a white winter coat. In the Minecraft universe, villagers are biome-specific. Snowy villagers spawn in snowy villages, desert villagers in deserts, and so on. They don't just pack up and take vacations across the world map. So seeing one just randomly standing in a forest village? Yeah, it's weird. Now sure, it might be background filler the filmmakers didn't expect anyone to notice, but Minecraft fans are detail-hungry, and stuff like this throws off immersion. Either that villager was on a trade mission, or someone in post-production needed one more model and just grabbed the first available NPC skin. Whatever the case, it's a small but clear sign the movie wasn't always faithful to the game's logic. Crafting is the heart of Minecraft, but the movie skipped a really important step in that process. Everyone knows crafting tables are essential in Minecraft. You can't build tools, weapons, or gear without one. But here's a big question the movie never answers. How was the first crafting table made? In the game, players start by using their inventory to craft a crafting table. It's a simple step. Turn wood into planks, then into the table. But in the movie, Steve already has one and never explains how he got it. And when he teaches Henry and Garrett how to craft, he only uses the crafting table, never mentioning that smaller items can be made directly from the inventory. If you think about it, this creates a logic loop. If nobody can craft without a table, and the table itself can only be crafted, how did the first one appear? Did a villager make it? Did it fall from the sky? It's the kind of detail that might seem minor, but for Minecraft fans, it's a glaring omission. Now, for something that had fans laughing and scratching their heads, because one character might just be built differently. Garrett is easily one of the funniest characters in the movie, but his durability? Kind of insane. He gets blown up by a creeper, slammed by General Chungus, launched by traps, and even chased down by a baby zombie. Yet somehow, he walks away without a single scratch. No limping, no potions, not even a snack break for a golden apple. It's never explained how he survives all that chaos. So either Garrett has some secret regeneration ability, or the filmmakers just ignored basic Minecraft damage mechanics for the sake of comedy. Either way, it leaves a massive hole in the story's logic. And if Garrett's superpowers weren't confusing enough, wait until you hear what made the main villain so evil in the first place. Malosha is set up as a powerful sorceress who despises creativity and craves gold. That's a decent setup, until you hear how she got that way. She used to be a piglin who dreamed of becoming a dancer, until one failed performance made her swear off all art forever. That twist alone is a stretch, but what's worse is the total lack of explanation for how she became magical or rose to power. One minute she's dancing, the next, she's leading an army. Unless the sequel fills in the blanks, her entire backstory feels like a random leap with no grounding. And finally, let's talk about one of Minecraft's coolest tools, and how the movie completely rewrote the rules on how it works. In Minecraft, elytras are gliders. They don't let you fly straight up, and they gradually lose altitude unless boosted by fireworks. But in the movie, they act more like superhero jetpacks. When Henry and Garrett take off using their elytras, they gain altitude, soar for extended distances, and barely need fireworks. At one point, Henry does use fireworks, but only to go ridiculously fast, not to stay airborne. This breaks the very physics of how elytras are supposed to function in-game. It may look cinematic, but it completely rewrites the rules. In the actual game, misusing elytras can send you crashing into the ground. In the film, they're practically magic wings. While it's fun to watch, this upgrade ends up pulling the movie further from its source material, and hardcore fans noticed. Thanks for watching. The Minecraft movie was a blast, but these mistakes stood out. Which one surprised you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns just like this.